Video when it comes to CAD modelling in this task. So what we've got so far is we've got all of our parts made, as you can see them down the bottom here. Now with this, the kind of first thing we want to do is open up a new file type. So whereas all these have been file new and then you've chosen the standard mm.ipt singular part file, we're going to choose the standard mm.iam, and you can see the 3 boxes. This tells us it's an assembly file. So I'm going to create my assembly file, and I'm going to begin to place all of these parts. So if at first your object potentially may say something like place from content center, you're just going to change that by clicking the wee black arrow here and choosing place as your option, finding the correct folder. Now it's really important to work from, in my opinion, the bottom up, or anything, the largest part that you want to model around. So I'm going to use the base to begin with, and everything else is going to slot into that. So click once. Now, if I was to keep clicking, I would continue to place bases in this, so I don't want to do that, so I'm going to press escape. And the first thing we're going to do is we can see from looking at our view cube here, this looks wrong, because apparently this is the front hand view of our object, which is completely incorrect. So we're going to swivel it around to the correct view. That should be right. Choose right click and then set the current view as a front, meaning this should be the top. Absolutely correct. Let's spin this so we can see it in 3D. And let's start bringing in our other shape. So let's place in one at a time. So let's start off with the easiest one, being the cylinder. Oh, try that again. Now cylinders have all got a central axis, and that's what we're going to use to constrain this, and that's going to be the kind of primary focus for this task. Now the kind of main items we're going to use when you're constraining is either going to be under the mate tab here, and you have the option to mate and flush, mate being gluing 2 surfaces together, and flush being bringing them side by side. And the other kind of focus in this video is going to be insert, where we're actually inserting an object into the other. And that's what we're actually going to do for this cylinder. So we're going to click the top of a cylinder, and then the bottom of the hole it's going to glue into. And it's as simple as that, and that's it placed. And it should not move out. It should perhaps spin in place like a cylinder should, but it shouldn't pop out of that slot. With our object, very, very similar to the rest. Bringing in our cube, and this time we're actually going to use the constraint of mate. Now, any object that constrains usually requires to be constrained in 3 axes, our X, Y, and Z axis. So I need to glue my cube to the bottom of the object, I need to glue the side to the inside, and I need to glue the other side to the other side here to stop it moving in either side to side, left to right, or up and down. So let's just show you that. So top to bottom. Again, I'm clicking on the full surfaces, not a line or an edge. Press apply. It should only move now back and forward, side to side, but it will not come off that baseline, as you can see. Glue the side to the side. Apply. Now it should only move in one direction, which you can see it's doing. It's actually forcing my object to move. And the last one is just gluing this edge here to the inside of this box. So edge, full surface face, spin the object around so we can see inside it, and mate. And that is our object fully constrained. It's going to be the exact same process for doing our square, or sorry, your cross and your hexagon, which I'm going to leave you to do yourself. So I'm going to maybe just stop the video, and in the last video we'll look at having them all in place, rendering it, then saving your image.